Drinks that support circulation and vascular health, a practical ranking for adults over 50. These drinks can support circulation and vascular health, but they do not replace medical care and they do not cure disease. Poor circulation in the legs becomes much more common after the age of 50. Cold feet, tingling, leg cramps, heaviness, and reduced walking endurance are often early signs that blood flow to the lower limbs is declining. One of the key reasons for this decline is reduced availability of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that allows blood vessels to relax and widen. When nitric oxide production decreases with age, blood vessels become stiffer and narrower, and tissues receive less oxygen. Scientific research shows that certain foods and beverages can support endothelial function and improve nitric oxide pathways. However, not all circulation drinks are equally effective. Plain water. Staying hydrated is essential for general health and for maintaining normal blood viscosity. However, water itself does not contain compounds that directly stimulate nitric oxide production. Hydration alone produces only small improvements in blood flow in older adults. Verdict: helpful, but not enough on its own. Green tea. Green tea contains catechins that can support endothelial health and reduce oxidative stress. The improvement in vascular function is real, but relatively small and slow. Benefits usually appear after weeks of consistent intake. In addition, caffeine can temporarily constrict blood vessels in some people. Verdict: good for overall health, modest impact on leg circulation. Tart cherry juice. Tart cherry juice is rich in anthocyanins that help reduce inflammation in blood vessels and may reduce arterial stiffness. The main drawback is its high sugar content, which can be problematic for people with insulin resistance or diabetes. Verdict: potentially helpful, but not ideal for daily use. Pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice contains powerful polyphenols, especially punicalagins, which help protect nitric oxide from oxidative breakdown. Clinical studies show meaningful improvements in blood flow and arterial health markers. The downside is its high sugar content and relatively high cost. Verdict: effective but expensive and sugar-dense. Unsweetened cocoa drink. Natural cocoa powder is rich in flavonols that stimulate nitric oxide production. Many studies show that cocoa can improve vascular function within hours. It is important to use pure, unsweetened cocoa rather than commercial hot chocolate mixes that are high in sugar. Verdict: highly effective when prepared correctly. Watermelon juice. Watermelon is an excellent natural source of L-citrulline, an amino acid that increases nitric oxide availability by being converted into L-arginine in the body. Research shows improvements in arterial stiffness and blood pressure with regular intake. The main limitation is seasonal availability and practicality. Verdict: an excellent option when available. Hibiscus tea. Hibiscus tea contains organic acids and anthocyanins that support endothelial function and help lower blood pressure. Controlled trials show clinically meaningful reductions in systolic blood pressure and improvements in vascular markers within weeks. People who already take blood pressure medication should use hibiscus cautiously and discuss it with their doctor. Verdict: affordable, fast-acting, and practical. Celery juice. Celery is naturally rich in dietary nitrates. Nitrates are converted to nitrites by oral bacteria and then to nitric oxide in the stomach and bloodstream. This pathway is particularly relevant for older adults, whose natural nitric oxide synthesis is reduced. Regular intake of nitrate-rich vegetables consistently improves circulation more reliably than many supplements. Verdict: very effective, but requires preparation and tolerance for the taste. Arugula rocket smoothie. Arugula is one of the most nitrate-dense leafy greens commonly available. 2 cups of fresh arugula can provide a nitrate dose similar to that used in many clinical studies. When blended into a smoothie and consumed immediately, it can significantly improve nitric oxide availability and walking performance in older adults. Simple recipe: 2 cups of fresh arugula, 1 cup of blueberries, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk. Blend and drink immediately. Verdict: extremely powerful, but requires daily preparation and commitment. Beetroot juice. Beetroot juice is the most reliable and practical way to increase nitrate intake in drink form. Beets naturally contain high concentrations of inorganic nitrates, which directly support the nitrate, nitrite, nitric oxide pathway. Multiple clinical trials in older adults show improvements in blood flow to the legs, arterial stiffness, walking performance, and blood pressure. The effects can be measured within a few hours and become more stable with consistent daily use. How to use beetroot juice correctly. Drink one small glass, about 200 to 250 milliliters, preferably in the morning and ideally on an empty stomach. Choose pure beetroot juice with no added sugar. A harmless side effect is pink or red urine, known as beeturia. People with a history of kidney stones should speak with their doctor before using beetroot juice regularly because beets contain oxalates. Verdict: the most consistent and practical option. Why nitrates matter more than most supplements. Nitrate-rich foods work particularly well because they support a nitric oxide pathway that becomes more important with age. The conversion of nitrates begins in the mouth, where specific bacteria reduce nitrates to nitrites. These nitrites are later converted into nitric oxide in the body. For this reason, using antibacterial mouthwash immediately after consuming nitrate-rich drinks can reduce their effectiveness by disrupting this conversion process. This is also why natural food sources often perform better than synthetic supplements. A realistic and safe daily strategy. For most older adults who want to support circulation in the legs, a practical routine can look like this. In the morning, 1 glass of beetroot juice. In the afternoon or early evening, either hibiscus tea or celery juice. 3 to 4 times per week, an arugula smoothie. Consistency is more important than using many drinks at once. What improvements are realistic? With regular intake, studies and clinical observations commonly report warmer feet and lower legs, fewer calf and foot cramps, improved walking endurance, better perceived leg strength, modest improvements in blood pressure. Structural changes in blood vessels take weeks to months, not days. Common mistakes. Drinking these beverages together with heavy meals can reduce their effectiveness. Using mouthwash immediately afterward can interfere with nitrate conversion. Expecting permanent results after only a few days is unrealistic. Stopping prescribed medication without medical supervision is unsafe. Final perspective. Your body does not simply fail because you grow older. Modern diets are typically very low in nitrate-rich vegetables compared with traditional eating patterns. Beets, leafy greens, and celery were once everyday foods. Today, they are often replaced by highly processed products that provide calories but very little vascular support. Improving circulation is not about fighting aging. It is about restoring nutritional inputs that your blood vessels evolved to rely on. One simple step for 30 days. If you choose one simple step, commit to drinking beetroot juice every morning for 30 days. Pay attention to how your legs feel, how far you can walk comfortably, how often cramps occur, and whether your feet feel warmer in the evening. For many people, the improvement is not miraculous, but it is meaningful. And meaningful improvements in circulation support mobility, balance, and long-term independence.